Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard. Today I'm coming at you with my favorite NFL future bets for this upcoming 2023 season. So to start it off, I have a future bet for the AFC West division. It's plus 370, so really good value. It's the exact order of the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders. So I don't think anyone is going to deny that the Chiefs will probably be first and the Raiders are last. It's really going to come down to the Chargers or Broncos, who's going to get second or third. I'd put my money on the Chargers getting second. I really like what they have done this offseason with the acquisition of Quentin Johnson. They're getting Mike Williams and Keenan Allen healthy, so the offense will be there. The defense is pretty solid. And the Broncos were a train wreck last year. I don't think they will be like that again under Sean Payton. But I'd be willing to bet that the Chargers will make it out better this season than the Broncos. So plus 370, that's pretty good odds. I'll take that. Another bet I love this season is Bijan Robinson to win Offensive Rookie of the Year at plus 300. The only players I could see that would compete for this could be Bryce Young or maybe even CJ Stroud, although I just don't see CJ Stroud doing that. Bijan Robinson, he's going first or second round in fantasy drafts. So that right there just shows how high people are on his usage. The Falcons are going to be a super run-heavy offense. He's going to get the yards. We saw at Texas, he can catch passes like a wide receiver can out of the slot. So super talented. I see Bijan Robinson being a top 5 running back this year in football. And if that's the case, he will definitely be Offensive Rookie of the Year. For my next bet, I have Brian Burns to reach 10 plus sacks at minus 112. Brian Burns is getting better each and every year. His sack total increases each and every year. And last year he had 12 and a half sacks. He's entering his prime. I see him possibly increasing that from 12 and a half. So to get it at 10 sacks, I think he's going to reach that pretty easily. For the next bet, I have Ramondre Stevenson to lead the AFC East in rushing yards. This one's a little riskier just because of the amount of running backs in the AFC East. You got James Cook and Damian Harris in Buffalo. Not too worried about that. The Dolphins' backfield is going to be a running back by committee. You got Mostert, Jeff Wilson, A-Chain. So not too worried about that. And then in the Jets' backfield, you have Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. That one's going to be probably the biggest competition, but I see them splitting the workload enough for Ramondre Stevenson to finish with the most rushing yards in the AFC East. I know Ezekiel Elliott's there, but I really expect him to only handle goal line work, not really taking a lot of yards away from Ramondre there. So plus 185, gotta love it. For the next bet, I have the Colts to win under 6.5 games at plus 100. I'm not high on the Colts at all this season. I like Anthony Richardson's talent, but it's going to take some time for him to reach his ceiling or even become a good, solid NFL quarterback. I believe he's going to have some struggles this first year, have those rookie growing pains, especially with how raw of a prospect he is. They don't have a lot of talent on that offense either. They really just have Michael Pittman. Jonathan Taylor is going to miss the first 4 games of the season, and in my opinion, I don't think he's going to be back this season just with the contract negotiations. I think we'll probably struggle this year. I'm taking them under 6.5 wins. One of my favorite bets on this list is going to be Jalen Waddle over 1,075.5 receiving yards at plus 100. So whatever you do, you're doubling your money on this. Jalen Waddle, his rookie season, had 1,015 receiving yards. Year 2, he had 1,356 receiving yards. And that was with Tua being hurt last year, so he was doing that with some backup quarterback play. He's only going to get better. I think he's going to easily eclipse 1,075.5 receiving yards this year. And with my last bet, I have Calvin Ridley over 900.5 receiving yards at minus 110. This is a bet I also love with how prolific the Jaguars passing game is going to be. Calvin Ridley is also a great talent. He had 1,300 receiving yards in his last season that he did play. And Zay Jones, who I don't believe is that great of an NFL talent, had 820 yards last season as the wide receiver too. So that's 80 yards off Calvin Ridley's 900 total. Calvin Ridley's going to get over 900 yards.